Have you guys ever been destroying the enemy team while playing Battlefield? Holding 4 to 5 flags most of the match, only to watch the score flip in under a minute and suddenly you're losing? Well, I'm here to tell you that no, you're not crazy, and no, you're not alone. The reason that this is happening is because of Battlefield 6's comeback mechanic, which is starting to become one of the most controversial systems DICE has ever added. Today, I want to break down what this comeback mechanic actually is and how it's affecting the game. So make sure to stay until the end of the video to find out. Let's get into it. First things first, let's clear up what the comeback mechanic actually does, because a lot of players don't even realize this system even exists. In Battlefield 6, the ticket bleed is no longer always equal. When one team falls behind on the ticket count and it's a complete blowout, the game starts to adjust how tickets are gained and lost. That means the losing team can suddenly start losing tickets slower or even start gaining them quicker, while the winning team suddenly starts bleeding tickets much faster than before. That's why sometimes you'll look at the scoreboard mid-game and think, wait, how the hell are we even losing right now? You've been holding objectives all game, winning gunfights, and yet the massive lead you guys had is completely gone. At first, I thought this was just bad pacing, maybe the maps were just too small, but the same thing kept happening over and over. You can dominate for 20 minutes, control 4 or 5 objectives, but then the losing team captures one extra flag late game, and suddenly the score flips in 2 minutes. You start to realize that the game isn't just about skill or teamwork. It feels like the game is simply controlling who wins and who loses. It doesn't feel like a real comeback, it feels like a forced one. Now, to understand the controversy, we need to understand why DICE added this in the first place. From a design standpoint, comeback mechanics exist for a few reasons that I can think of. First, there's player retention. Blowout matches can cause players to quit early because once people feel like a match is pretty much over with and unwinnable, they stop trying or leave the game altogether. So, in order to keep players in the game, they add this comeback mechanic to give players an incentive to stay in the game to try and win. The second reason on why they might have added this comeback mechanic is to control the length of the matches. Comeback systems help prevent extremely fast games. If you have a team blowing out the other one, the game will be over in a matter of minutes, but if you add in the comeback mechanic, it extends the time, making the match longer. And finally, there's accessibility. With all these new players joining the game, adding the comeback mechanic can help the new players feel a bit more comfortable and give them a chance against the veterans that the franchise has. Not only that, but it will give them that excitement of a good comeback match, making them want to keep playing. So ideally, on paper, all these reasons on why they might have added the comeback mechanic sounds reasonable, but the problem isn't the intent, it's the execution. The main reason players hate the comeback system is simple. It doesn't feel earned. When matches only feel like they matter in the last few minutes, everything before that starts to feel meaningless. You can play perfectly for most of the match, coordinate with your squad, control objectives, but none of that guarantees anything anymore. Now, I do want to make this point clear. I'm not saying that I hate comebacks or anything like that. Some of the best Battlefield moments ever are insane last second turnarounds. But those comebacks used to happen because teams made smart pushes, they coordinated, and players adapted. Now, sometimes it feels like the game just decides who's going to win. Matches feel like they don't even matter until the last 2 minutes. Quick mid-video shout out to Blue Tiger 7878 for finding last video's hidden character. For this one, there's going to be a character from Transformers hidden throughout the clips. Same rules apply. First to comment down below the name of that character with the correct timestamp gets a shout out on the next video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Let's get it. What the developers failed to realize is that the comeback mechanic actually changes how people play, and not in a good way. Some players stop trying early in the game because why try your best to play the objective if the score is going to flip later? other players play too defensively and are afraid to push because losing one flag late game can instantly change the match. Both of these scenarios are the effect of the comeback mechanic and where it's doing the most damage. In previous Battlefield games, skill and teamwork compounded over time. Playing well early gave you real advantages. Now, early game dominance can feel temporary or even meaningless. The matches are starting to feel very oddly scripted. Now, to be fair, not everyone hates the comeback system. Some players genuinely enjoy it. They like the closer matches and they like knowing that a game isn't going to be over at the 10-minute mark. Casual players especially benefit from this since they may not be in a coordinated squad, but the game gives them a chance to stay competitive. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying that. The issue isn't that comebacks exist, it's how they're created. Battlefield has always been about momentum, map control, and long-term strategy. We don't want comeback wins to feel scripted. If you lose because the other team outplayed you, fine. That's Battlefield, that's just how it goes. But losing because the game decided the match needed to be closer, I think that's where most people draw the line. And that's pretty much it, guys. A quick video on my thoughts regarding the comeback mechanic and how it's affecting the game. What do you guys think? Is this something Battlefield 6 should keep or get rid of completely? Let me know down below. Lastly, make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Would really mean a lot. Trying to hit that 1K mark. And actually, we're less than 30 subscribers away from hitting that goal. So let's keep at it. But that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And like always, make sure to be back for the next one. Peace.